Hey guys, it's nice to see you again. So as you know right now, I haven't posted within almost 3 weeks, more 2, but you never know with these things, especially with exams week and all that and all the plans I had. But as you know, I put out a post recently, a couple of weeks back, talking about something, and I really haven't opened up about this, but I feel like it's time to talk about it. Now let me know on a lot of the detail within this little video cannot be described as a YouTube policy, but I'll do my best to explain my situation without making anyone uncomfortable. About last semester, I took a Calc 1 class. It was my first Calc 1 class, and so when I took it, I had a professor. I'm not going to name his name, even if you do know who it is, do not send hate his way. He's not responsible for the situation. But I was doing horrible in that class. But not a normal bad, like where I'm getting C's or B's or D's, where I'd rather want A's. I was failing the class. It got so bad to the point where the homework I felt so confident on, but the test didn't make any sense. Half the lessons he didn't teach us, and it really, really impacted me. The problem with it is that the last option that was available was for me to drop the class so it didn't affect my grade. And it took me forever. But when I failed one more test, which basically put me on a path to failing the class in general, we decided to drop it. Now, I thought I could go a semester without all that weight on me, but it didn't work exactly the way we wanted it to. I found myself getting constantly overwhelmed and being reminded about it. The grades that I got, and the fact that a ton of people in my major, especially the ones I started this program with, are ahead of me. People who were freshmen when I joined are now sophomores. And even worse is, in my program, you're not considered a certain grade level unless you have certain classes being taken. So if I'm taking freshman classes, despite being a sophomore in my second year, I'm still a freshman, which leads to underestimation. But it really deeply impacted me, and let it be known, when I was in this vulnerable position, I commonly pushed people away, canceled streams, all that, which, let it be known, I didn't want to do that, but it was an involuntary response, telling people I'm fine, but it really picked at me. Eventually, it did get to the point where I had a crisis. Some of you probably know what that word means, and for those who don't look it up. You shouldn't have to have that impacted on you right now. But this crisis almost had something really bad happen. And I see that Thursday night every day. It's not an easy event for me to think about, especially considering what nearly happened. But that is when we started activating some plans, and I'd be officially diagnosed by both my therapist and my doctor with depression. My depression's different, just like everyone else's, where I tend to get upset when it comes to multiple things I deem as punishments impacting me several days. So there's a lead up, meaning multiple bad things happen, which is what happened that December night. So many bad things happened that week that it just impacted me. The crisis plan worked for a long time, and everything was pretty good. There was this programming class I had to take for my meteorology course, and one of the programs was not working out. Let it be known, that class is typically about 2 hours, which is standard for a class that might have a work portion of it. I was there for about 4 hours, and even then, people didn't notice that I was experiencing issues. It even led to the point where, people kind of let it be known they were trying to help me, but there were times where people said things that weren't exactly helpful to a person in my situation, and that's when the second crises happened that was aborted. It was perfectly fine. The next thing that would result in more and more issues coming up is I constantly worried about exams. The final exams for this new calc class I was taking. Let it be known I've been doing well in the class. There were a couple quizzes that I had gotten 5 out of 10s on, which is an F, but I felt like I was doing overall well, like I was understanding the material. Let it be known I had a tutor too, so I was making sure to do everything I could to guarantee I passed this class. And every day the exam approached, it only made me more worried. Before exams week, so in my clubs, both of them, we have executive boards, basically boards of higher up people voted in to help out. And so the first selection was for my first club, which I've only been in for a year. The position, they let it be known, someone nominated me for vice president. Now, I am going to be a junior next year, but I'm taking a 5-year degree, so I was like, okay, I might as well run. I didn't get the position, wasn't expecting to be honest, but I eventually dropped down to secretary. I lost that one, and I dropped down to our website organizer. Now, let it be known, considering what I do here every day, I had a lot of experience, including from high school, that I could really use in handy. And I lost, again, don't send hate to the person if you know this person, but let it be known when I talk about my skills were really good. And one of the things I brought up is I think our website could use better graphics, because somebody asked me, how could I improve the website? And what became a problem was the person who ran against me stated pretty much similar things to me, except I stated my skills a little more. And she mentioned she had one singular TikTok that had over 1 million views or something. I don't know. I can't remember the exact number. But I wasn't voted in. And that ticked me off, because I'm like, just because you go viral doesn't mean you put as much work in as I do. I was a little jealous, but it was more the idea of, the worst part was I was an orientation mentor last year, which I do enjoy that job. I'll be doing it again this year. But several of those people who voted for that person were people I trusted, people who met me, people who I introduced these clubs to, and it felt like a betrayal. The next election I ran for, which I was more positive about, was SCAMS, which is a student chapter of the American Meteorological Society. Let it be known, I've been in this club for 2 years, and I also served on our Growth Development Outreach Board, which I got in several speakers and talks. So I ran for VP. Again, that one was willing. I thought it'd be fun. I thought it'd be a nice position for me to do, as I thought I could definitely serve it. I ended up not getting that position, but what made me even more upset is the person who did get VP won president in the other club. So I'm like, that basically denies someone of the opportunity to be in an executive board position. And let it be known, this person, the student, is my friend. I like him, but it still seems kind of unfair. So I'm only allowed to drop down one, so I dropped down the webmaster, which again, expressed those same skills. And a lot of people had faith in me. And I still lost. I really felt betrayed then, especially with how everybody else kind of made promises, like they'll promise to do this or bribe them with this, and yet all I did was express my skills, why be a good candidate. Those were already problems leading up, but then when exams week came, two of the exams I didn't do well on. I felt extremely underconfident about, especially my math exam, which was really bad. But before all that, we had our last club meeting, which was a movie night for one of the clubs. And they said, over the summer, we are planning on working on new graphics. I did not like that they stole my idea and pretended like it's their own. But after those 2 exams that I didn't do well on, let it be known, I've been studying so long for those, 2 weeks in advance of studying. Not only did I nearly fail, but let it be known, the grade was better, but we'll get to that. Not only did I feel like I failed my math course, but my meteorology course that I felt more confident in, I got a literal F. I, that evening, did not feel safe with myself. And that is when I met the people who helped me that day were really nice. The police were nice, and the people who took me in the ambulance and took me to the hospital were also nice. Let it be known, I didn't do anything. I called them because I felt I wasn't safe with myself. I was having thoughts, not doing anything. I want to be clear on that. But my family did show up, and it was a very overwhelming night. That is why I spent 2 weeks at home doing nothing except relaxing. 3 times have I not been able to trust myself. it's scary, to be honest. And if any of you are going through similar situations that I am, isolation is not the answer. Trust me, it is not. If you are ever feeling this way, I do not need those dogs right now, but if you are ever feeling this way, please talk to someone or contact specific helplines. They're always there for you. But I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm not quitting. I've been doing this YouTube thing for a year now, and I feel like I've made some pretty good growth since the beginning, so I want to keep this going. But I just wanted to tell you guys all this because you honestly didn't know. I told you basic things, but I never told you the full story. I'm doing better now because, let it be known, you should have seen how happy I was when I found out I passed calc. I just like to say to you guys and my family, my friends, anybody who's watching this, thank you so much for being there for me. I would not be sitting here today recording this video if you all were not there for me. And this is something that is going to be impacting me probably for the rest of my life, but it won't be. I'm trying to do something very deep and meaningful, and do you really need to bark right now? Okay, just ignore that. I can still have my sense of humor, can't I? Anyway, okay. I'm just gonna ignore that. Zone out. Get back in. But the videos will still come. Honestly, I learned spending time with people that I care about, including you guys, doing streams, videos, any of that. Makes me feel whole. Makes me feel happy. So, we'll be getting back to everything. I'll be playing my games, having fun, being with my family. I'm not going anywhere. Now, not to get religious or anything, but God has a plan for me. And, well, I'm pretty sure I'm not done doing the work He wants me to do yet. So please, stay tuned with the channel. You don't have to like this video. You don't have to subscribe to the channel. I don't want you to do it because of this video. I want you to do it because I make good content on my other videos. But, yeah. So I just like to say thank you guys so much for being here. And we have a bright future ahead of us. We'll always be fair to each other, and especially I'll always be there for you guys. Thank you so much for being there with me. I hope to see you guys again soon. But before we do that, please check out any video on my channel. I personally don't care, or not. Again, this is just a video to give you guys an update on everything. And yeah, I pretty much don't want to plug anything because I don't want this to feel clickbaity, you know, because there's a lot of people who fake this kind of stuff to get views. But in reality, I'm saying this because I just want to say how I feel. Just want to make sure you guys know how I feel. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll be back with new content very soon. In fact, I need to start figuring out why I'm going to stream this Friday. I mean, I got to get back into that game, don't I? Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!